guys, it's Vex, and this time I'm here with dragons. We have an interesting dragon comp, kind of revolving around Brightwing and late game bench buffing. Um, I'll just get right into it. If you don't know, the star means it's a starting unit, so you start with Uther, Brightwing, and Alex. The circle is the equipment you use, and the white numbers are the max stats. And I'm going to be reviewing all these units as if they were max level. So first of all, Uther. Um, so what Uther really does in the comp is he's a taunter, but you can be pretty flexible with him. So if the enemy team is like super aggressive, you're gonna need to taunt, and in that case, you'd taunt yourself with Blessing and Protection, and then the light Libram of Sacrifice would activate once he died, giving all your other characters Divine Shield. But if you're not against like an aggressive comp and you don't really need the taunt, you can use Hammer of Justice, which deals 12 damage and it slows the character's ability by 3. So it's good for matchups where you don't need the taunt because you can just slow the enemy. You also have more caster damage paired with Brightwing, and you can burst some key protectors down if you need to. Avenging Wrath is not going to be used ever, but the other two abilities more than make up for it in their versatility. Um, Next, Brightwing. So Brightwing is like acts as our late game like ramping tool. So it's pretty weak early game. It only deals like 10 damage in attack at max level, but it gives plus 3, plus 10 to someone on our bench every turn. So it acts as like a huge threat that the enemy has to take care of. And with Uther on your team, for example, it can be hard to take care of a threat like this unless you have a full team of casters. Or sorry, not casters, ability users that can deal extra damage to casters. That's the only way Brightwing is going to die super fast. And if it does, there's plans for not using Brightwing too much either. It's just kind of like there to be a nuisance and a threat, and it seems to do its job well in this comp. Finally, for the starting lineup, Alexraza. You have the Dragon's Breath that deals 19 yes, 19 damage with the maxed out Brooch. So you're dealing 19 as a protector. That can hit a fighter for 38. That's a lot of damage. You have the Flame Buffet, which triggers off of Brightwing. So you have Brightwing as your other dragon, so you can deal increased damage with that. It's like cleave, so it'll deal 16 to an enemy and then its neighbors. But typically you're going to be using Dragon Breath a lot more, especially if you're trying to burn down fighters before they can kill Brightwing and Uther. Dragon Queen's Gambit you might use in some matchups, but mainly you're going to just be using Dragon Breath and Flame Buffet when you need to. So this is the opening three. Um, the game plan, like I said, is Uther taunts something if he needs to, otherwise he Hammer of Justices, and then Brightwing deals 10 damage and starts ramping up, and Alex deals 19 damage a turn to a fighter, which fighters are the main issue with this early game, but you can handle it pretty easily. Next is Voon. Off the bench, he has Dragon's Mark, so Fire Breath's going to deal 4 more damage with that equipment, and at max level, Fire Breath deals 10 damage. So you're going to deal 14 damage from bench, and then you're going to repeat for each dragon you control. So it's either going to do 14 damage, 28 damage if you're replacing one of your dragons that died. For instance, let's say Brightwing dies, you bring him in. He'll do 28 damage with it because Alex is still alive. Or if both of them live and Uther dies, he comes and he deals even more damage. He does 84 on a crit, so he can one-shot any caster in the game if you have two dragons alive at 6 speed, which isn't the fastest, but it's not slow by any means. You're going to be cycling between that and Evasive Worm, so if you don't have a good Fire Breath target, you might just Evasive Worm instead um, the turn he comes in. But you're gonna be going back and forth between those abilities. Like if your evasive worm lives for your next dragon breath, it's even better for you in that case. But that's just kind of like me spitballing. Next is Lich King. The main reason he's in the comp is because, first of all, he's a 1283, so any buffs of plus 3, plus 10 on him are really powerful, especially with Frostbite, how he can slow the enemy to a cripple, and he's so tanky, and he has Frost Shield, so he can tank so much damage for his attackers. He basically acts as a tank, and he can just soak up the buffs pretty well. He's also a protector that can deal more damage. Alex already does a lot of damage, but if Alex dies and you still need more answers to fighter threats, he's a great option for that. Um, yeah, that's mainly why he's in the comp. Last Sylvanas. Sylvanas is the best buff receiver in the entire game, in my opinion. You have Death Volley, so when she dies, you're dealing her attack to everything. If she gets like 2 or 3 Brightwing buffs, that damage is going to be increased by a lot, and also her survivability is going to be increased by a lot. We don't know what happens if your Sylvanas dies and she's your last unit and you kill all the enemies. We think it'll be like a tie, but that's just my guess right now. And if it's coming down to that, I think that's a good option for this team comp to just end it out with Sylvanas and potentially tie in a losing situation or just win if you're ahead. Banshee Bolt deal damage to this equal to this Merc's attack. That's 4 speed at max level, so you're going to be attacking at 4 speed for however many Brightwing buffs this has. Even if it only has like 1 or 2, you're still attacking for like 12 or 15, which is really good for a 4 speed, especially on a fighter. Um, you could use reclaimed souls. It depends on your situation. If you feel like you need the attack scaling, and if you've gotten a couple Voon summons off, it's fantastic. But it's mostly situational. I think it works well though with the comp. So that's my idea for a dragon comp. I think lots of people are undervaluing dragons. I think they're actually pretty good, but this is of course just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Check out the Hearthstone Mercenaries Discord in the description. I updated it so it's a permanent link now. I think last time I put in my description it wasn't permanent, but it should be fine now. Um, yeah, let me know what you think. I'm excited to play this game. It's coming out real soon, less than a week now, and I hope you guys are excited too. Thanks for watching. Bye.